How everything started. All right, so the journey started in Niagara Falls, 2022, where, let's rewind a little bit. I am a hip hop artist, a top 30 Apple's chart artist. In the underground hip hop world, I was pretty well known. And my point of view in life has never changed, but I was speaking with a different language. I used to speak with frustration, now I speak with love. And so I was meditating at this Dr. Joe Dispenza retreat, and in my meditation, it says, you're going to be making music for an event like this. And I was like, well, how the heck is that going to happen? All I do is curse every other word. It's very different. The point of view, like I said, it was frustration with what I'm seeing in the world. It was always leading with the heart, but not understanding how counterproductive being frustrated was at the time. So in my meditation, it told me I was going to do that. And within a week, I go home, I write a song. It's called Life. And I go to another event in Cancun in December. And this song starts getting released to people. The song's getting played at events. And I start seeing what it's doing to people. I'm paying attention. And I start seeing what it's doing to people, not only because I'm paying attention, but people are coming to me and telling me. People with depression, people with alcoholism, people with tumors, people with PTSD, people with MS, multiple sclerosis, people with cancer. And what they're telling me it's doing is it's uplifting, inspiring, and motivating them. And then it starts reminding me of nostalgia and how I feel when I see a movie or a song, and how it puts me in that zone sometimes. And not only that, I had people coming up to me, if you know what a kundalini is, if you know what popping is, it's when you reach your pineal gland and you just go to another world. I had people telling me how this music, with the way the song Life, with the way that it was building up their energy, it was making them pop. It was making them have a kundalini experience. And I knew, because that's what I was expressing. I was expressing because I've gone through these experiences. I've gone very deep into meditation. And I was literally verbalizing the energy I was feeling when I had that experience. So when I had people come up to me telling me that it was actually bringing them to that point, that right there was the moment that I knew that I was directly and indirectly onto something. I was bringing myself to my true purpose. I was awakening. And I was like, this is something. I'm paying attention, because then I start remembering all the music that influenced me growing up that was negative, and how powerful it literally, how much it dictated a lot of my life. And I'm like, wow, I think this is something special that's going on right now, a positive way for music to impact people's lives. So there's a musical part. So I wrote an album called Agape, which is godly love. And in that album, one of the songs is called High. And my sister, Ryan, who's part of this journey, this is separate before we started Awaken. She does Kundalini breathwork practices. She goes to studios and teaches it. And she said, Rob, did you write that song High to the breath called Breath of Fire? Because it's almost as if you wrote it for the breath. So she created this breathwork journey around my music. And then I threw a retreat in Cape Cod. I throw retreats every year. Take Your Power Back retreat, which is Awaken, Take Your Power Back. And we did it. And we practiced it, and there was a room of about 30 of us. And I was just paying attention and seeing people. I'm like, we are onto something, directly, indirectly. So then, in between that time, I was also making these quantum scopes, which are similar to kaleidoscopes, because I noticed how, and this was by chance too, I bumped into something that could create kaleidoscopes. But I had to create it in my own way, because it wasn't made to create kaleidoscopes. It just made like a still shot. And I somehow figured out a way to manipulate a software program where I can start creating these quantum scopes. And I started noticing, wow, when you listen to the words, when you're zoned in, when you listen to the words of the music, and you're zoned in and your mind shut off, you're just focusing on that center of the target of the quantum scope, and you just allow yourself to be while the words fall into your mind subconsciously or consciously, magic happens. And now, let's combine it all. And this is Awaken, a full sensory experience. And there's so much stuff in between there that that explains it as well, like nostalgia, adrenaline, utilizing adrenaline while you're sitting still. There's so many secret recipes inside of this this concept, Awaken, a full sensory experience, it's insane. And then what I love about this too is that the way that me and Lala started making music. We made a music, Fly Away and Dance With Me was one of the first songs that we made. And that song is made for Faye, who is a beautiful angel right now, still with us. But she transitioned. She's not physically with us anymore. And we wrote that song for her. I was like, man, I really need a woman's voice on here. And that's how me and Lala started. But then we got invited to perform at a retreat that didn't end up working out. But if we never got invited to that retreat, this entire project never would have happened. It's connecting the dots, understanding things over here are going to impact here, here, here. And that also is Awaken, a full sensory experience too. So it's understanding, paying attention, not thinking linear, always remembering, being aware, not looking for, but for just being aware and awaken with all your surroundings. So yeah, so if we didn't get invited to this retreat, which never happened, we never would have started making a project, because I said, let's start making an album. Let's make 5 songs together so when we perform live, we can do more than just one song. And now because of that, the Love album got created. And then we involved my sister. And then I involved the Quantum Scopes. End result, Awaken, a full sensory experience. And again, thank you, everybody. This is the beginning of a new beginning for me, for you, for Lala, for Ryan, for all of us. We are one heart, one mind. We don't do this because we have to. We do this because we want to, because we know we have to. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life. And this is our story. Let's get it. Let's love and go.